Is it actually like proper metal and stuff as well?
Oh yeah, like me and my mate, there's a video on Facebook of us, don't stalk me, where I'm chucking apples and he's just going, phew, and he's cutting them in half. Like, you can kill someone. It's an imitation.
How much
but
was
you can
it?
literally... Oh, how much was it? It was like... about 15,000.
15,000, so about 100 quid, which by the way is my superpower, being able to very quickly convert yen to pounds.
Here we go, 4,000 yen.
4,000 yen, that's about 2,800. No, that's about...
Oh,
see, now I'm getting confused. All right, cut. Hard cut. 28 quid. 28
Amazing.
Quid.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Still pretty accurate, though.
Yeah. Like, if you guys have any emails...
Burning questions.
Burning questions that you want to ask us.
Anything.
We will answer anything. And that's what
we'll attempt to
provide.
tackle it in an appropriate way.
Yeah. Like, if you ask what
the best like hentai shop is in Sapporo,
Joe knows.
We probably have friends who do.
Yes, we have friends
who
know.
Deck. I know.
Let's not talk about my secret Santa Christmas present, okay?
Oh, that's
podcast too. That's a teaser for you.
That's another thing, like the whole no photography. I understand it in like the fucking Tango shop and stuff.
Yeah.
But in other places...
What's Tango? A lot of viewers don't know what Tango is, Joe.
Tango
You've just come straight in there.
Japan's answer to fleshlights.
Yep.
So
male masturbation
very,
toys.
very popular here.
Very popular. Literally, like, Japanese men, you kind of talk about it. We're kind of like, do you know Tenga? And they're like, oh yeah, I always use it. And we're like, what? They talk about it so openly.
If you approached it like
with each other,
an Englishman, and you're like, oh, fleshlight, then I think even if they did use one, they wouldn't so willingly admit it.
Yeah,
in Japan, it's part and parcel with being a Japanese man.
Yeah. Sex is so open here.
But there's their like culture around sex.
Yeah.
Is really strange because there's a lot of people who are sexually repressed. There are a lot of people who go kind of purposely go against that. And
I think Japan has a lot of the extremes.
Yes.
Not just in sex, with everything. Like
it is. It's a country of
sports
extremes.
as well, and just like anything, but with sex
I'm gonna go like all English literature major on you now, but it's like fundamentally like the extremes of it, like Shintoism. It's like the balance of one thing with another, very like two inherently different things.
Like the harmony together,
of it, and the harmony of openly admitting to using Tenga and then living by yourself, or just attending these holistic sex clubs.
Yeah,
because we live very close to Susukino, which is the second largest red light district in Japan, and it's it's an entertainment district.
There's a whole road of just
And then like
well, that's the thing. Like, there's a documentary on Netflix and
documentary TV series. To
me, it was like a documentary, but it's called The Naked Director. You should watch that.
Can
if you
masturbate
haven't.
to a documentary?
I can try. Yeah, if I get out Tenga. Yeah. But that's basically like the rise of porn, basically, in Japan, the adult industry.
But then that's the other thing is
it started in Sapporo.
But then you look at the other side of it, where their porn, where it's like things are blurred out, so you can't see
it's very censored.
The extremities or whatever, so it's censored. But then you get it where they have illustrated pornography for the sake of blurring this distinction between like fetishes. So it's like, oh, this girl just happens to look young. I've drawn her so I can say that she's 21 and is of consenting age. But in actuality, she looks 14 or 13 or, God forbid, younger.
That's why hentai is so big in Japan, because you don't have to censor it, really. I'll tell you what, we should introduce... I don't know it now, so I'll try and practice. But the levels of the sex clubs, where it starts off like million, things like that, where you go and you just look.
Well, it's like, but there's even like different tiers of that.
That's what I meant. Yeah,
it's like a family tree, isn't it?
Well, family is probably not the correct word to use, because that's where they go to escape their family.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, after work, a little bit of...
well, that's what I was saying, is in terms of like the hours of when these people work, I thought it'd be the outside of work hours. The salary man who doesn't want to go home to his wife would then go to these establishments and be like, oh, it's okay, I was in izakaya with...
I was with the boss who didn't let me go home.
But instead he was at Soplan getting washed by this lady.
Oh my God, Soplans.
But it is... you get things like Sopland, which is a workaround for sex workers. And here's the thing: there is absolutely no disparagement towards sex workers. If you want to use your body in whichever way you want, like bodily autonomy, I'm all for that. If you want to do it, if you want to make money that way, go for it.
Fair play,
you have
go for it.
every single right to.
Yeah.
It's just like, obviously coming from England where it is very much illegal, in Japan where it's almost normal, like
it's still illegal, but they have
workarounds.
So many workarounds. Even like gambling. Gambling's illegal, but they have those pachinkos where you exchange money for balls, and then balls for money,
prizes in like this dark alley down the street.
It's mad.
And that's the thing, is like there are. It's just the attitude towards in England where I think even if people did use it, they wouldn't necessarily be hasty in admitting that they did use it, because there is like a stigma attached to it. In Japan,
absolutely,
Soapland, it's just like, I've just come from Soapland, you know, like and people are happy.
Some of my Japanese friends openly talk about it, and I'm just there like I want to know so much about it because I'd never do it,
but you don't want to seem prying like a perv.
And they're just like giving the information like willy nilly, but also what I guess not annoys me, but it's advertised everywhere, like openly, like sex here, sex here, sex here. But
I mean, there's a building just
like
on the
near
edge
elementary schools as well, and I feel like sometimes at night I'll be in a bar, you know, Rad Brothers. I was in, unfortunately. If you come to Sapporo, do not go to Rad Brothers
No, don't go.
No, don't go.
They had a makeover recently. It looks nicer from the outside.
It looks nicer, yeah. It looks nicer from the outside, but the crowds that go there are
when my auntie and uncle came, they stayed. Where did they stay? I think they stayed near there. Yeah. And they were like, oh, we found this bar where we go in and everyone's really friendly and stuff. And they were like, oh, it's Rad Brothers. And I was like, you know what? Whatever.
It's friendly
like
till about 9 p.m.
That's...
And then like all the racist like foreigners come in and they're just like 50-year-olds who don't speak any Japanese, and they're just like kind of trying to grab any Japanese girl they can, and you're just like, oh my god.
It's a strange environment in there, and it's a strange environment around a lot of gaijin bars in Sapporo. There aren't that many though.
There's not. There's
a lot of Irish pubs.
TK,
but they actually tend to be okay.
Yeah.
Except for the 1,000 yen pints in fucking...
Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, beers are so expensive here. Actually, next to Rad's, going back to Soapland, there's a Soapland next to Rad's where...
Is that the foreigners welcome sign?
No, it's it's called like Obasan Soapland. So 70-year-old women will get naked and rub their bodies on top of you and basically give you like a dry hump. But it's Obasans only. So that's really specific. But it's just advertised. I mean, it's advertised in Japanese, but still it's advertised. And it's near an elementary school. So sometimes when I'm in like Rad Brothers, you know, it's got that glass window.
Yeah.
Sit there like,
see people
I don't know, sometimes like 1am, 2am in the morning, people are coming out of there. But sometimes like elementary school kids walk in at 2am with their parents. And it's obviously, it's because, well... Usually their parents, maybe they're both night workers or whatever, but they obviously put their kids in like care, because they have 24/7 care here, because it's like the cities never sleep in Japan, and they've obviously just gone to work and done whatever they've done, picked up their kid at 2am, and they just walk past all the sex shops and the sex signs, and I'm just like, that poor kid, like he's scarred for life. He's just going to enter the same industry.
Yeah, and the thing, no, hopefully not. Well, I'm actually. Again,
most probably, but hopefully not.
He can do whatever he wants with himself in the future. But it's like, that's the other thing, is there's a list of the like top 10 least safe places in Japan. Yeah. And I think Susukino was like number 7. I've never felt unsafe in Susukino compared to... I feel more unsafe walking around my corner from my house in England than I do here at like 2 o'clock in the morning when everyone's hammered.
Well, we were talking the other night, literally. We were just like, we kind of saw that fight.
Oh, that was hilarious.
That was embarrassing. Oh my god, it was just
telling someone to get out the car when he was stood next to the car.
First of all, he was like, get out of the car, like all in Japanese. Obviously, he was like, get out of the car, get out of the car. The guy got out of the car. He was still saying, get out of the car, get out of the car. And he came up to him and he was like sumanai, sorry. And he was like, get out of the car.
It's like,
he was like, I'm here, mate.
I'm face to face.
The guy was just like, omae wa, which is an insult in Japan. When they go like, omae wa, it's just like, you are. Oi, you are. But in like England, it'd be like, oi, dickheads, or like, you wanker. But in Japan, it's just like, omae wa.
It's so strange.
Bakiyaru. They
hate
just
the way
lower
they
their
say
voice
it as
a
well,
lot.
though. It's like,
I'd laugh. I'd be like, "Oh, what are you doing, mate?" Like,
I don't know. When they use that voice, it just makes my arsehole tighten in the worst way.
really?
Oh.
If I speak,
I don't know why, but
this.
like, and it's like, do you ever get it when at your school there's a teacher collaring the student?
Yeah.
And but they're not just like shouting, but it's like they take like long pregnant pauses between everything that they say, and then everything is like this guttural sound.
It's because I
sounds
think
like the Grudge, man.
The Yakuza are known for kind of speaking like that. So I think when
Just
Japanese
evoke the
people scold or
feelings.
something, that their inner Yakuza comes out and they just go like "Bagiyara," and it's just like,
Ugh,
why
I
does
hate
your voice
it.
change like that much when they're scolding? I don't know.
The humour between England and Japan, or
Yeah.
just like the Western Japan in general, is so different, and like that stems from like their form of like performance and everything like that, which like kabuki and everything, which is very, very physical acting. And that kind of that shows in like their drama and acting, their films. I always point out in Avengers Endgame, there's that scene in. It's been out for long enough. If you don't want spoilers, I don't know what to tell you, but it's not a fucking spoiler anyway. And they're in Japan.
Spoil it, come on.
And it's Jeremy Renner who does an atrocious attempt. Like, he just can't speak Japanese, but it's like, I can't remember the actor's name, and they're like acting against each other, and the Japanese bloke is just chewing fucking scenery. He is hamming it up, and it just, to me, like, it's so jarring, and it takes me out of it. But that's Japanese acting, because their form of, like, their entertainment is inherently different, and it's like that stems from things like kabuki and their like version of theatre and like plays and everything, where it is dramatic and like
every line is dramatic.
And if you watch
like,
J dramas as well, they just shout constantly.
Oh my god, they shout every line.
They
is a
do
shout.
how you were doing it then, that just made me very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and that's how everything
and
is.
it's just everything's over like dramatic. Everything's like it's almost as if they only have two expressions: normal and mental, loud, angry.
Oh no, there's a third, which is the weird anime romance shit where they put their hands on the wall. And
the kabidon.
Is that what it's called? Like that. Oof.
Yeah, does that get you going? Does it?
No, if like, I might try it just to meet her next time I see her.
I mean, I'm against the wall now. If you want to try it, but
I'm sure no one wants to see that.
No,
there's probably people who do. The TV shows, and it's just like a group of women who are famous and supposedly funny because they're fat. Yeah. And I asked Miho, I was like...
Yeah, they're funny because they're fat.
And it's like, to be a comedian in Japan, you have to be ugly, you have to have like something striking visually about you, or fat.
So it's like some weird dance or something.
Like, there's that one comedian, and she's not unattractive, she's pretty normal looking, and to combat that, she's just drawn like fucking caterpillar eyebrows on.
Ayaka or something.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
Because so to be a comedian, and it's like, I was like,
or just wear a high school uniform costume.
That too, and she does both of those, and it's like there's that one guy who's really famous because he's ugly, and he was there like, he was in a car crash and he had to have reconstructive surgery on his face, and I was like, what the fuck? And he's like this, he's like, and everyone always makes comment about he's ugly and that's his stick, it doesn't bother him, and like, fair play, more power to you if you have the confidence, but that's just strange.
Wow. Yeah, they don't have like, I mean, the battery's about to die, so we should kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
But, like, they don't have stand-up in Japan.
It's performance art.
Comedy is about 30 years behind the rest of the world in Japan. It's like, I remember one time I was at a picnic.
Charlie Chaplin.
It's Charlie Chaplin,
like fucking
slapstick, yeah. Like, I
was
at a he's good. I was at a picnic one time, and a guy fell over, and every Japanese person laughed, and he was laughing. I was like, are you all right, mate? And he kind of got back up, and then pretended to fall over to copy what he just did, fell over, and everyone was going, Get one more. And I was just like, what the hell? And I was just sitting there as the only foreigner, just drinking my beer. I was like, this isn't funny. And they were loving it, mate.
The thing is, like,
loving it.
It's like cultural differences as well.
Falling over.
It's not a bad thing for them. It's just strange.
I mean, if they literally find it funny, fair play to them. They weren't faking it. It was actually funny.
She was telling me, like, there was a TV program on the other day, and it was this certain kind of performance. Again, I can't remember anything when it comes to I can barely remember my friends' names. So
Deck.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Sorry.
I wrote you a New Year's card. It says Phil. Outro time.
Outro time. Cheers for tuning in, guys. Like, subscribe, comment.
If you do have any questions, any burning questions, anything about the salacious nature of Japan, or just anything that
What you want to know about Japan, we will talk about.
And in some cases, if it's about Soplan, Deck might investigate. And for those, actually, did you explain what Soplan was?
Kind of. I talked about when the old woman like is naked and rubs her body on you.
It's just when people wash you and there is the option for sex at the end.
Yeah.
Or some other kind of happy ending.
Yeah. I mean, we do know some friends that have been there, so maybe we can get them on this podcast and they could literally we could just be there listening. Like you and me one side and we're just there kind of like listening like
crying,
that.
asking the burning questions.
And then what happens?
Signing off.
To the worst green tea in the world. I'll finish mine actually, so...
Me too.
Oh, well, we can't even kampai. But, yeah.
Is it rude to kampai when there's nothing in there?
Don't know.
Let's do it anyway.
All right.
Chin chin.
Chin chin. Oh yeah, there's nothing in there. I'll just have it. All right. See you later.
Cut.